Alrighty then, folks. Hello there, and welcome back to some more MS Saga. This week has been a bit of a mess, but I'm at least getting this because I can easily record this. And as is tradition with the series occasionally, I am just slightly choking in the background. But this was recorded separately from that other day, so just kind of a coincidence, I guess. I ate way too many nuggets for lunch today. I've had somewhere like 80. Like, non-joking, 80. I'm so gonna feel this tomorrow. But anyway, we are in the loft, I guess you would call it, of Dr. Gould's place. So I had originally went and recorded this, and as a joke, I spent like 45 minutes just talking about it, because somebody on the first episode complained because I was talking too much and not playing the game enough. And as you guys know me, that means I had to push it to like a way extreme. But so I'll read these to you, but I'll kind of go through these a little bit fast, because that was kind of ridiculous. I ended up cutting it out, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll put that out, but eventually I'll get into an actual lore video, but for now we'll just, you know, read things. And I don't want to do the lore video though till we get to the middle of the second part and the big reveal is made. For some reason I thought that said Hanamura Batosai, which, what does that say? Like, human Borean sword? I don't know. This dude has a lot of the same books. Like, he has maybe 4 different books, and he has like 30 copies of them. But anyway. So, they're not quite sure what mobile suits are, but they're giant humanoid weapons, and they've discovered a possible connection to them in Japan. Which we find out later that Japan's actually a giant wasteland, but you only find out that on your own. So they don't know if the Universal Century exists, but they don't think so. Yeah. So the Great Fall was super slow explosion that took almost a week to kill people. That's ridiculous. But yeah, so it killed 90% of people, and mostly the people who survived were either hiding in G systems randomly, or they were people who like survived in underground bunkers and stuff who just happened to be there. We don't really find out much about that, but I have a theory on it, or at least a headcanon on that, which we'll also talk about later. And okay, yeah, this is the one. So basically, G systems are matter recreators. They can create everything, but the food it creates is particularly trash. So that's why a city like this exists, so they can grow better food that actually tastes good. But what it doesn't mention is ECAPs. ECAPs are basically batteries that were used to power the first Gundam's beam rifle. And yeah, it also tells us about the Rivage Zarth. This name will change at least 3 times in this game. So I thought this was the fictional history one, but it doesn't appear to be so. Unless, yeah, that's the exact same one. So we find out a little bit later that it's fictional history. Like, history that doesn't exist. Yeah, it's kind of weird like that. I believe that's in Grad, though. We'll be going there later this episode. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else up here, but we need to go talk to Constable Ox so we can get our reward. At least I think our reward is this one. It might be next time. Did we get anything new for Fritz? No, we didn't. Okay. I was just checking. We got Tristan a new sword. I didn't remember if we got anything new for Fritz. Because I vaguely remember that Gelgook having a beam rifle, but I don't think we got to steal that. I would too if we got the chance. But with allies, you're not allowed to change their equipment. Which really sucks later, because we get somebody named Resner who has, like, trash equipment, but we're forced to use her. Oh, yeah, that's the wrong one. Oh, and if you're wondering and you don't know, the Universal Century, the Colony Era, or the Wing Century, and then the G Gundam Century are all in this game. They're going to include some other ones, but they didn't for reasons. I don't know who told them, but somebody told them. Then again, this world has radios, so I guess it's possible that, like, Hal told him or something. Okay, yeah, we do get money for this. We get absolutely chump change for murdering people, but we get something. Absolutely shit. To be fair, though, you can buy almost a mobile suit for 1,000 credits, or at least the data for one, so I'm assuming that's a lot of money. But it's like 4 or 5 repair kits. So remember, Rivage Zarth was the one who developed the G system, and Vladdy Zarth is the bad guy. They're completely related. So Tristan has fallen in love with a knocked out girl who just told them they were going to destroy the world. Sounds about right for an anime protagonist. Yeah, so they make a big deal about 1,000 credits, and we later find out that, like, individual battles drop that much. So I'm not sure how much that is supposed to be. I always assume that's, like, enough to live for a good, like, a couple of years. So it's a really big windfall for Tristan and Fritz, but they decide to go to Eisengrad to make even more money. Which, that money they do have, while it'd probably help them here, won't help them in Eisengrad, like, at all. So I don't remember if we're supposed to go back to Maria's place or just go forward. But I think we're going to go for... Oh, no. It happens randomly. Never mind. Oh, no. There's a mobile suit following us. Who could it be? I mean, it only has a giant cannon mounted on its shoulder. Hey, who would have guessed? Marie gave it to me. See, we get a GM. She gets a Zaku 2. I mean, she let Fritz stay with a Zaku 1 when Marie's just like, eh, Zaku 2, that's shit. Keep it. By punching her in the face. I like how she, like, she bobs her head forward, and then she moves her head back and moves her mouth. It's weird. He has so much trust due to his friendship with Fritz. He assumes everyone's gonna run away at the slightest inconvenience. But yeah, so Aion's gonna join us. She's now our healer, while Fritz is going to fill a combat role. Once we get to Eisengrad, we'll get access to the mini-G system, which, after we finish the first dungeon, I'm gonna do a shitload of grinding, and it's gonna be pretty easy from then on, but, you know. Oh, she's so adorable. I don't know, I always believed that Aion knew a little bit more than she was letting on. She was just pretending to be bad. Yeah, so Aion's joined us. Woo! We got a Zaku too. Because Marie just had one of those lying around. When she let Fritz, that bastard, stay in a freaking Zaku 1. Yeah, she comes with a cannon. Oh, and she does come with a machine gun. Cool. So we can leave Tristan with his machine gun. We're gonna leave Fritz with the with the 90mm machine gun just because it'll be a little bit better for him. We gave her the axe just because she has this shoulder-mounted cannon here, Basically, it's the same thing as the bazooka. It does a lot of damage, but it takes 3 energy. It's pretty good. Later on, we'll have a lot of people with shoulder-mounted weapons. But for now, we have very few. She has debuff abilities. Oh well, I can't really show you what they do, but defense hack lowers your defense. Operation attack, I think Operation hack lowers your speed. It might be your damage though. One of them lowers your speed, one lowers your defense, one lowers your attack. She also gets buffs later, but I think that's at like level 15 or so. And she has Mega Fire, which is, you know that one move we had Hal use? Or Hal, however you pronounce his name. Yeah, that one move where, yeah. Well, you guys remember, don't you? And she also, her mobile suit has upgrades. Oh, so does Tristan. Or Fritz. So we'll be able to upgrade our mobile suits later, which will increase our HP, our speed, and our damage. But we have to get to Eisengrad for that. One cool thing about it, though, is the shoulder cannon actually shows on the model. Back in the day, that was awesome. It's not really awesome, but it is. Yeah, she also has both shoulders, unlike Fritz. But don't worry, we'll follow upgrade people eventually. So now we're gonna go ahead to Eisengrad since Aion did join us. Do we want to use Mega Fire on a Type 61 tank? I don't think so. We'll use it later. Oops, I clicked the wrong one. Oh well. I honestly didn't think we could one-shot them, but we one-shot them anyway, so it's all good. I'll include that just for the jokes. We don't get repel targets just yet, but I think once we get our next character, we get the ability to avoid random encounters that are lower level than us, which I will be using frequently. Because what's going to happen is we're going to end up power leveling, like, a lot. And so a lot of the enemies will be lower level than us. It's so nice that the Dark Army just left all these tanks lying around. I know they're not useful or anything, but still. They're like tanks and shit, yo. We could totally steal those and sell them. Free loot. We also got a Zaku shield L. So I believe usually the Zaku shield is on the right side. Yeah, it's on the right side, so we just got a left side one. So if we want, for some reason with spikes, they have a specific side, so we can't just flip them over like you would be in real life. But yeah, so now if we wanted, we could build 2 shields on each other's shoulders, though more likely we're going to give one to Fritz, and then steal one of the spikes from Aion and give it to Tristan. Yeah, this is Eisengrad. This is the City of Steel, I believe. Basically, this was the Attack on Titan city before Attack on Titan. Oh hey, they even have some Zaku tanks. I think we've already seen those, so I won't explain them again. But basically, they're like, damn, making legs for a Zaku is hard. Eh, fuck it, just mount it on a Magella. It'll work. Damn, 2 misses in a row? That's ridiculous. I love how Aion does barely more than the trash mobs, too. Yeah, let's shoulder cannon this guy, why not? So with Eisengrad, the original concept was they have an internal city, right? That's where all the rich people live and where the government mainly handles. Then they have an outer ring for the normal citizens and the more well-off citizens, but not the rich citizens. And then they have an outer ring, which is for all the poor people. It doesn't really get explained because all we see is kind of like walls, but you walk in between 2 of them. But we'll get to that in a little bit. I also want to show you guys the G system, which is up here. This is G system number 3, I believe. But I could be wrong. This might be number 1. We can't go here till after we finish the first dungeon, but this is the first functioning G system since, you know, we destroyed that other one. Oh, no, it doesn't give us our location. But we need the level 1 card key to get into here. So that was... This is... Come on. G System 2. Okay, so this is 2. I guess they number them numerically. Who would have guessed? But yeah, so Grad is this cool, like, city that decides to be super nice and help out all the poor people being oppressed by the Dark Alliance. But we never really find anything else about it. Oh, great, I hate these guys. So this is a boost Gouf. It charges up its boost like we do. Except for it completely wrecks face when it does that. Oops. We want to repair him, and we want Aion to charge. So at this point in the story, it can basically one-shot us. So we gotta be careful. Luckily, it hit our strongest fighter, which was Aion at this point. And let's see. Repair yourself. Technique repair Aion, and you're gonna Mega Fire with the shoulder cannon. Oh, he did charge, okay. I thought he was gonna use another boost attack. We're all good then. And he overheated, so I don't think he can move. Or that might be short circuit, I don't exactly remember. Oh yeah, I think basically overheat is like paralyzed from Pokemon. It has a chance of stopping them from moving, but you never know. Okay, yeah, he overheated. And he can't attack us back. But you'll notice he did waste his energy even though he overheated. Which is really nice. Those guys give us Gouf data, even though we can't build Goufs yet. Yeah, he gave us a little bit of Gouf data. See, that's a real fight. After we go to the weapons shop and don't have to worry about things, it'll be a lot easier. But for now, that was a bit of a challenge. Nah, let's turn back. Yeah, you know, we have to. We gotta go find Captain Hal. I won't save because I just saved up there. But we should probably save at this point. We're just not going to. So this fight is actually a little bit difficult. Just because if you're not prepared for it, it could be really hard. We just brought some death machines to your front door and killed some people outside. It's fine. I'm more surprised that this guy knows who Hal is, just because how big this city is. I mean, like, he's not a Bride or an Amuro, he's just a guy. Yeah, and so now we have to fight them, because they didn't say no. I believe they fight Gions? No, they just have Zaku's in this one. But they have Beam Sabers, which is so unfair. So these are Guardian Zaku's. I'm not quite sure what's with them, but they're Zaku 2s with the Zaku 1 shoulders. Oh, Shoot All is 5. Damn it. I thought I was being all sneaky because Shoot All was 4. Oh, well. Hey, Sonic Boom. So that attack avoids, or negates our armor, I believe. which makes it kind of useful later on when enemies have a shit ton of armor or they're immune to everything. But for now, that attack's kind of useless. There's also one called Speed Lancer, which immediately starts the attack, or immediately starts the battle and does damage in the very beginning, which is really, really nice, and we'll need it against kamikazes. But we will barely use it other than that. I mean, we only just murdered you guys. But then again, we didn't actually kill them, we just disabled their mobile suits, but they're giant death machines and they can't be cheap. But we need to loot this place, because if there is loot, we don't get to come back here till way later in the game. Mainly because we just walk straight through the base and go into the city. I don't think there's any loot here, though, so I'm very disappointed. But yeah, they have some Magellans, some more Type 61s, some Magellans, or Magellas. So there's also this one. This is just a story encounter. Is Hal a camper in this one, or is he just in the Galgook? I don't remember. So we don't really see it, but like the Royal Guards in this game all pilot campers, and it's like the coolest thing ever. Which, weirdly enough, the campers in this game, but I don't believe any of the other side story units are. Like, there's this one fight way later in the game that would have been awesome to have a Blue Destiny in it, but it doesn't. Like, it totally would have fit, but it doesn't. So basically, we go to the Unicorn's base. So yeah, now we're just basically in the city. Also, I want to point out, when they walk up this hill, notice how they all have the same walk cycle. For some reason, they're walking with their tailbones. But yeah, this is Eisengrad. There's 2 guards out front, you know, a first layer wall, a second layer wall. Oh, these guys actually give you directions. I don't think I've ever tried talking to them. Yeah, so we're not allowed to go and murder people. Don't worry, we'll go and murder people. Yeah, over there is the slums, and over here is where the shops and stuff are, so we're gonna head over here. Go get some loot and get some weapons and stuff. Hey, Aion, what do you got to say? I'll give you 2 guesses. 1, it's not here. And 2, it's not Tohai either. Oh, sorry. So Port Marley, which is the place we'll be going next, is a giant port that trades with somebody that I'm not sure about. So unless you have to, you don't want to eat their disgusting food. But I don't think there's anything to steal in here, so it's kind of a waste of time. Yeah, they like throw shade on that, but I don't even know where they thought that like they would get to sell stuff or sell mobile suit weapons. Because you find out later that everyone needs mobile suits. Like, I don't know how they stay in business. But hey, we got an ECAP S. So small ECAPs are needed to make stuff in the mini-G system. Large ECAPs are needed to make mobile suits. We'll probably be visiting that next episode. I don't know who buys stuff from them, but somebody does. No way. I mean, like, he probably likes it. He has a char clone. Yeah, I know everyone in this massive town. So everyone lived in basically concentration camps before the war. Good to know. Also, these houses are way too devoid of loot. I am very disappointed. But now we get to do the fun stuff, talking to this guy. And possibly touching the biohazardous material behind us. And can we steal things from lockers? We cannot. I know I need to stop looking for random loot in places because it's not going to be there, but I want it to be there. Ow, I have to actually go in front of the guy. Hey, we have gap spikes. I forgot. So we can buy some more metal shields if we want. We might actually too. Oh. Right, so you press triangle to turn it off, and then triangle to turn it back on again. Gotcha. Arm-mounted machine guns, a la the heavy Gundam, and yeah. Who else used them besides a heavy Gundam? Besides the wannabe Tristan, I forget. But these are the arm-mounted, like, underarm machine guns. They're not the, like, wrist-mounted ones. Zaku machine gun if we wanted to buy one from Aion. The Zaku bazooka. This is a 280mm Zaku bazooka. It carries precisely 5 rounds, and they're pretty okay. Apparently they were used to send nukes during the first week of the 1-year war, but they're kept because they're good at taking out ships in Type 61 tanks. The beam pick, similar to the double Zeta. It's in this game. It's really small, so we're gonna end up buying one. There's the Heat Hawk, which you guys already know what that's about. God damn it, I keep clicking B. And then the shoulder-mounted cannon. I usually give one of these to Fritz, but we're not going to at this point. I think we're gonna buy 2 bazookas for Aion and Fritz, a beam pick, and a shoulder. Or actually, we don't need the shoulder-mounted shield, because we're about to mount some shoulders onto them too. So, first things first. Bazooka. Oh, it actually does slightly less than the Magella. Damn. I thought it did the exact same amount as the Magella. But what we're going to do is we're going to pop this off. We're going to grab the bazooka. Oh, we're only allowed 2 guns? That's dumb. You know, we're just going to throw the Heat Hawk back on. With Fritz, or with Tristan, we're going to grab the beam pick. Move the heat sword, throw that there. Throw this here, grab a bazooka, throw it on here. And with Aion, we're going to... Oh, because one's a shoulder mounted. Gotcha. And Fritz can't fit the heat sword, so Aion will. Because why not? It's kind of waste, but oh well. I vaguely remember buying everyone bazookas, but I could be wrong. Okay, yeah, I already did talk to this guy. I just forgot I was. So bazookas take 2 energy instead of the 3 that the shoulder cannon or the Magella top cannon does, which is pretty nice. I'm on patrol, don't bother me. God, I won't bother you, fine. Ugh. Hey, I wonder what a hanger is. We'll get to that next episode. But yeah, you can use ECAP S's to create parts. But for now, we're gonna go into the, what was that, Imperial Austrian base? So this is the guy you go to for lodging repairs, all that junk. Usually I only rest and have our own people repair. Because, like, I can just do this. And then I can save 20 monies. This guy over here, though, he allows us to both set changed the parts on our mobile suits, including the optional parts, which I didn't point out, but Aion has an acid guard, which prevents against acid. Alright, so we mounted 2 shields on Aion, so now she has extra defense, so that we can go over to here, grab him, give him some shoulder spikes on both shoulders. So it lowers the speed and the armor, but increases melee, which is what we want. And yeah, we don't have anything else, we don't have any optional parts. I also gave Fritz another shoulder because why not? I mean, we could give him GM shoulders, but that's kind of useless. I prefer armor over speed anyway. You can, and this was revolutionary for the time, you can also repaint your mobile suits. So like you can even repaint them like individual colors. Like this was cool. We didn't have Gundam Breaker at the time, so we had no idea that this was a thing, but it is. But 90% of the time, honestly, I leave them the default color, just because I love how Frankenstein-y they can get. And plus, you can't match any of the colors to the mobile suits, like you can in Gundam Breaker. So even if I wanted to, like, I can never get it exactly the red that the GM is, which I'm very, very disappointed in. That's one thing I don't like about this game. But oh well. So yeah, we can even paint these like black if we wanted to. Though they don't, color-wise, they don't really change much. But yeah, these two match at least, which is nice. A little bit later on, we'll have them both with shoulder Kais. So they'll have the Charzaku shoulders. Oh yeah, you can also change the names of them, but I don't really care. And on to upgrading. I'm assuming you guys can figure out what upgrading's all about. It gets really expensive though, so I'll probably grind in between this week's block and next week's block to get a bunch more money. So we don't really have to worry about that. But I think, folks, that'll end this episode at least. I'll play some more after this. But for now, if you enjoyed the episode, you should like it. If you didn't, you should dislike. They don't really do anything these days, but it makes me happy. Good night, folks.